The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntix Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, and IDIS High Definition Surveillance Systems. Welcome to Brands Hatch in Kent, one of the most beautiful tracks in England and one of the most exclusive, as the 4.2km Grand Prix circuit is rarely used. The Supercar Challenge, powered by Pirelli, has crossed the channel for the 6th round of the championship. Drivers in SuperGT and GTB classes will have to master famous corners like Paddock Hill Bend, Druids and Dingle Dell in order to reach the top step of the podium in each of the 60-minute races. This time we'll have a detailed report on Sunday's race, but first we'll start with the highlights from Saturday. Championship leaders Nicholas van Dierendonck and Jeffrey van Hooijdonk are not together this weekend. Young Briton Archie Hamilton has been asked to join Nicholas in the Chevy Corvette GT2. Archie knows Brands, which is good news because their main rivals, Roger Grals and Kelvin Snooks, claim pole for both races with the SRT Viper GT3R. And by doing so, they reduce their points deficit in the championship, but they do have a lot more result seconds than their rivals, so that could balance things out.
Ja, het wordt wel lastig, want we hebben 5, 7
It's going to be tough, said Kelvin. We've got 55 result seconds, and of course that's the time we've got to remain still on top of the regular pit stop time. We decided Roger's going to take the start, and my job will be to make up for lost time after the pit stops. We're aiming for the podium and fastest lap time, and if we can get them both, then that would be great. In the GTB class, Simon Atkinson, who lies 4th in the points, has swapped to this Backdraft Motorsport SRT Viper GT3. The Lamborghini Gallardo V10 had too many technical problems, hence his upgrade to V10 American Muscle. Pole position in GTB goes to guest drivers from the UK, Daniel Mackay and Tom Bradshaw, with the latest generation Porsche GT3 Cup. It's hard to beat local knowledge, but Vard Slice comes close with his BMW M4 Silhouette, claiming 2nd place. But he's no longer driving with Frederick Jonckera, who unfortunately doesn't have enough budget for the remainder of the season. So Vard is on his own.
Ja, het is altijd jammer, je bent helemaal alleen, maar we hebben een goed team achter
So it's a shame to lose a great teammate, he says. I'm going to have to do the whole race on my own, but JR Motorsport have been great to me. They've helped out with the budget so I can continue this season, and that's fantastic. Roger Grals starts from pole position for Sunday's 1-hour race. Good clean start in beautiful conditions at Brands Hatch. Into Paddock Hill Bend and dropping down into the dip. Henry Zumbrink right behind in the Volvo, looks up the inside, the classic overtaking manoeuvre into the hairpin at Druids. It's a right-hander and Zumbrink is there as Grals can't quite get to the apex. And Zumbrink in the Volvo take the lead going down into Graham Hill Bend. Meanwhile, championship leader Nicholas van Dierendonck drops a few spots, but with 25 result seconds less than Zumbrink and Grals, they could benefit, especially when the safety car closes the field up. And this is why the safety car's out, on board with Perry van Elk, out of Surtees, runs wide over the curbs on the grass, and very heavy impact with the barriers on the inside. Unfortunately, the car is wrecked. He's out of this race, and the winner of the previous encounter at Assen will take no further part in the weekend. He'll lose 3rd in the championship. Well, in fact, there were 2 safety cars during the first race, and that really didn't help the Race Art team. Roger Grals, Kelvin Snooks dropping back to 6th place in class, not able to open up the advantage they needed before the pit stops. But Kelvin Snooks knows Brands Hatch well, and he manages to set the fastest lap time as he moves up to 3rd, battling with Henry Zumbrink here for 2nd place. Last lap, final couple of corners on the grass on the inside. Can't quite get the traction he needs. Nicholas van Dierendonck and Archie Hamilton win race 1 ahead of the battle for 2nd place. Came to Brands just to have fun, says Nicholas. Didn't expect too much. It's my first time here. So without setting any goals, just did my laps and amazingly had a decent pace. I still made a big mistake, last 10 seconds, misjudged my braking 4 corners in. But my lap times were consistent, so I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. In the GTB class, problems for Milan Doncic and Ferdinand KOOL, who lie 2nd in the championship. An unplanned pit stop after problems with the left rear dropped them back to 5th place in the race. Pole sitters Dan Mackay and Tom Bradshaw win on Saturday, but Vard Slice in the BMW M4 Silhouette gets very close. and almost gets fastest lap time despite a drive-through penalty. Simon Atkinson finishes third, but Slice is closing up in the championship. I managed to set consistently fast lap times, and that's the first time I've done that this year, all thanks to the hard work that Frederick did on the setup in the first half of the season, and of course great teamwork with a new stiffer chassis, and this has really brought us the speed that we need. I think consistent lap times were really impossible with the previous chassis. That was the first race of the weekend, but clouds have replaced Saturday's sunny weather and the temperatures dropped to around 15 degrees for Sunday morning. That means that tyre warmers have to be perfectly set up to ensure the tyres will give maximum grip at the start in the tight and twisty turns of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, where aerodynamics don't play much of a part. Roger Grau's closest to us on pole from Henry Zumbrink and Nicolas van Dierendonck, then James Abbott in the twin-turbo Radical RXC. And look for the white M4 silhouette of Vard Slice. He is our GTB class pole sitter. Ready for the start of race 2 of Brands Hatch, on board with Max Cobalt in the Volvo. Row 3 of the grid. Roger Grau's on pole on the right hand side. That's the downhill side of the sloping start-finish straight, the Brabham straight. Safety car pulls in, but you have to wait for the lights. No overtaking before the line. Roger Grau's on the left. And as you see, Henry Zumbrink on the right of your picture uphill. And that gives you the ideal run into Paddock Hill Bend. Away we go. Good move from the Volvo. Max Cobalt looking around the outside. So is Henry Zumbrink. Roger Grau's been cautious on the inside in the first turn, and wisely so. James Abbott goes around the outside on the run up to Druids. Henry Zumbrink leads at Druids. Roger Grau's holding on to second place. GTB driver Simon Atkinson there in the black competition coupe Viper, moving up the order, goes to fourth in class in GTB. Milan Doncha here just in front of Atkinson and chasing Vard Slice. That's the white M4 silhouette in front. See the Porsche, the red and white car. That is the GTB class leader on the inside at Surtees. Colin White there in the orange Ginetta being harassed by Vard Slice. Colin White in Super GT. 8th place in the race. There's the leader though, Henry Zumbrink running away. James Abbott up the inside of Roger Grau's. Great move into Hawthorne Bend. He takes second place. Max Cobalt 4th. White Corvette and Milan Doncha 3rd in GTB. Simon Atkinson right behind in the black Viper competition coupe. Battles all the way down the order. Replay of the start with Milan Doncha. Vard Slice on the left in front of him. The GTB pole sitter, but look left around the outside. Tom Bradshaw in that Porsche using his local knowledge. Goes around the outside at Paddock Hill Bend and braves it out there, looking for the gap in traffic. Cuts in front of Vard Slice up to Druids. Has the lead in GTB. And he knows Brands well enough to brave it around the outside and pick up the traction by the curbs. Henry Zumbrink pulling away up to Druids. James Abbott in second place in the Radical. 3rd, Roger Grau's. 4th, Max Cobalt right behind him. Then Nicolas van Dierendonck, the points leader. GTB leader Tom Bradshaw right behind him in the Porsche GT3 Cup car. Then Kevin Clark's BMW and Colin White's Ginetta. Behind him, Vard Slice, the white car. The orange Ginetta easy to spot as he runs over the curbs along the Cooper Straight, Bottom Bend as it's otherwise known, through Surtees and out into the country. Colin White racing a week earlier in the 24 hours at Barcelona in a different Ginetta G55. Vard Slice, Milan Doncha, Simon Atkinson, Bob Herbert, Patrick Lampster, all going through as Henry Zumbrink leads onto the Brabham Straight, building his advantage. And James Abbott giving chase in the twin-turbo Radical, first time out in that car. Roger Grau's worrying about Max Cobalt behind him. Grau's with a lot of success, seconds once more. Oh, and trouble! Off in the Paddock Hill gravel traps is James Abbott from second place. Roger Grau's now second ahead of Max Cobalt, who's showing this weekend with Wesley Carranza. A battle for second place, but what happened to James Abbott? He was on his own, can't have been contacted. Did you just lose it? Or was there damage to the car? Let's take a look at the start. Going around the outside of the Viper. We're on board with Max Cobalt. Now, is there contact here at Druids? Cobalt up on the curbs, but you saw James Abbott trying to take the apex there. Cobalt waves his hand in disappointment. And looking back from Roger Grau's. And there is Max on the inside. And those dive planes on the Volvo might just have knocked a valve or something out of the tyre of the Radical. Whatever, the Volvo seems unharmed, chasing hard, on board with Cobalt now. Roger Graals in front, diving into Paddock Hill Bend. It's blind before you turn in. You sit much lower than the camera's viewpoint. Up to Druids again, popping over the brow into the tight right-hand hairpin, trying to find traction on the exit to power down into Graham Hill Bend. Traffic in front, and here's an opportunity perhaps. Graals will be first to catch that slower car, and if he catches it in the wrong place like exiting Surtees, then that could give Max Cobalt a real opportunity. The Volvo driver has to keep his wits about him now. Good exit out of Surtees, here we go. Going to drop down under the bridge at Pilgrim's Drop. Hawthorne Bend in front, inside line. Can he take it now on the grass? Contact! Looks as though they just avoided collecting Dirk Schultz as well, but the Volvo and the Viper are both in the gravel. Cobalt furious with himself, and the safety car is out. Well, Max Cobalt bails out of the car as the safety car brings the race under control. And the very damaged Volvo back with the team. No points for Max. Great battle with Roger, he said, on the long straight towards Hawthorne. Great exit from Surtees. Roger made a little mistake. I tried to close the gap, trying to get by him. He made very little space, so I had to go by on the right-hand side. I was forced onto the grass under braking. Car snapped sideways. Bumped into Graals, and we both went off. And as you can see, broke my front wheel. So that was the end of my race. Well, Team Raceart know this might seriously affect their championship. And Roger Graals may well feel that this was not his fault. Replay from the Viper. You can see the Volvo looks outside and then comes inside. Graals on the brakes at that stage. And they just avoid taking out Dirk Schultz in the blue and yellow Porsche. But Roger Graals trying to get things started up and rejoin the race immediately. Towed out of the gravel, he rejoins the track 3 laps down, but the pit window is open, so Kelvin Snooks takes over. Now they've got to do what they can to minimise damage in the championship. All we could do is finish the race and try and take as many points as possible, says Roger. Let's hope we're not the only ones who hit bad luck this season, but our main rivals have their share too. I think that'll decide who'll be champions in Assen. Archie Hamilton takes over the Corvette and leaves the pits with a 3-lap advantage. More action from race 2 coming up. Stay with us. The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntix Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, and IDIS High Definition Surveillance Systems. Round 6 of the Supercar Challenge powered by Pirelli at Brands Hatch. This is Sunday's second encounter. Henry Tumbrink in the Volvo taking the lead from pole sitter Roger Graals right from the start. Graals then battling Max Cobalt's Volvo for second place. Cobalt on the grass under braking, clatters into the SRT Viper, takes them both out of the race. The Viper rejoins 3 laps down. Graals handing over to Kelvin Snooks, and they set off chasing Archie Hamilton, co-driving with their biggest championship rival Nicolas van Dierendonck. Colin White leads in the Ginetta. The BMW of Kevin Clark in second place. Archie Hamilton with the Corvette around the outside at Paddock Hill Bend. Grabs second spot in Super GT. Car he shares with points leader Nicolas van Dierendonck. And there is the orange Ginetta of race leader Colin White in between them. Hard slice in the BMW M4 Silhouette. But the Archie Hamilton on a real charge. Lots of result seconds for the car. Came out in third place. And now looking to take the lead and to try and gain extra points for fastest lap. Through Dingledale and up into Sheen Bend, the lead changes and Archie Hamilton in front. Colin White comes in for a late pit stop in the Ginetta G55. They had 0 result seconds, same with Kevin Clark, but White with a puncture, and that is going to drop him down the order. Henk Tace moves up to third place in his Radical. In a little quiet weekend for him in the 2.8 V8 engined Radical RXC. Henry Tumbrink led early on, but with 65 result seconds, dropped down the order. Problems for him.
Was in het begin heel snel. Ik pakte meteen van P2 naar P1.
Really quick in the opening stages, took the lead in the first corner, opened up a big gap to the cars behind, but then the safety car came out, and a few laps before the pit stop window opened, I had no lead at all. And then 2 laps before the end, the gearbox packed up. Bad luck, unfortunately, but I finished 4th points-wise. Guest drivers don't get any points, so it could be worse. Archie Hamilton, Nicholas van Dierendonck take the second race win of the weekend. Their biggest rivals hitting trouble, making it a perfect weekend, points-wise, for the championship leader and his young British teammate, whose grandfather won Le Mans.
Yeah, no, fantastic. I mean, it's great to get another win for the team, and yeah, the safety car helped us out today, but yeah, it was an amazing race, and delighted for the team. I'm only here for a one-off weekend, but delighted to get 2 wins for them, and hopefully they'll invite me back soon.
While championship leader Nicholas van Dierendonck takes top points, that gearbox failure for Henry Tumbrink moves Roger Graals and Kelvin Snooks up into 5th place, or 3rd as far as points go, because only Henk Tace is a regular season rival ahead of them, so they haven't actually lost out that badly to the championship leader. The Team Race Art duo leave Brands Hatch just 15 points adrift of Nicholas van Dierendonck, with a maximum of 88 still on offer in the final 2 race weekends at Spa and Assen. Our GTB leaders in the pits. This is the Inter Racing Porsche 991 Cup car. Tom Bradshaw started in 3rd, took the lead going into Druids on the first lap. Hands over to Daniel McKay. They have 55 result seconds after winning on Saturday, and with the safety car out there, big leaders gone. They drop back to 5th place after the pit stop. And Bard Slice, who finished 2nd in race 1, has 45 result seconds. He'll drop back, and a later drive-through penalty drops him back down to 6th position. And that means it's all changed at the top of the class. Simon Atkinson, first weekend out in the Dodge Viper, leading Bob Herber in the BMW Silhouette right behind him. Equally tight battle for 3rd place. Donald Molinar chasing Ferdinand KOOL. KOOL in the Corvette. Molinar all over the back of him in the white and black Porsche up at Druids, couldn't find a way through. Molinar defending down into Graham Hill Bend. Both of them running out over the curbs, losing a bit of traction. The Corvette more perhaps defending to the inside into Surtees, keeping the door shut. Blue flags waved by the marshals. I'm sure that Ferdinand KOOL is very much aware of the presence of Donald Molinar behind. Looking into Pilgrim's Drop, outside up to Hawthorne, didn't have enough of an overlap to make that work. Not much runoff area here on the outside, even less at the next right-hander Westfield. You have to be absolutely certain you can get through. Now dropping down into Dingledale and then climbing up to Sheen Curve. Again, very narrow, very twisty part of the Grand Prix circuit here. And down to Stirling's Bend, the Black Mosler in front. They don't get held up there. The Corvette goes around the outside. Oh, he did lose a bit of ground though. Here comes Molinar. Great run around the outside to the Clark Curve as he got the overlap he needs. No. Dirk Schultz in the blue and yellow Porsche in front. And Ferdinand KOOL still has 3rd place. And Molinar won't be able to swing around the outside into Paddock Hill Bend because of Schultz's Porsche in the way. So KOOL survives another lap, dropping down and then climbing up to Druids. And again, the Porsche all over the back of the Corvette here. Ferdinand KOOL being cautious under braking at Druids, so easy to get it wrong. Defending deep down into Graham Hill Bend, very deep, offline, and that's going to send him out wide on the exit. He's over the rumble strips. Molinar's got the drive. Here we go, up the inside, around the Cooper Straight, and into Surtees. He goes through a very assertive move, and well taken, change for 3rd place.
We gingen best wel goed. Ik reed achter de BMW.
Everything was going great, says Milan. I was chasing the BMW M4. My lap times were good. Then the safety car came out. I think we came in a bit early, lost some time going back out into traffic. Shame really, shouldn't have happened. Not really the weekend we were hoping for, just not going the way we planned. Well, his teammate now in a 3-way battle for 2nd place, maybe. Bob Herber under fire from Donald Molinar. Ferdinand KOOL giving chase in the Corvette. Well, Herber raced his Mercedes and the BMW this weekend. Donald Molinar up the inside into Clark Curve, and through he goes. Simon Atkinson leading comfortably in the Dodge Viper. And then Donald Molinar, Bob Herber and Ferdinand KOOL closing in from behind. Well, as Molinar scuttles away, Bob Herber feeling the pressure from the Corvette into clearways. Ferdinand KOOL gets a great run, bobble from the BMW midway through the corner, and through he goes. He's back up to third, and suddenly Donald Molinar is all over the back of Simon Atkinson. Atkinson abandoned the Lamborghini he's been driving all year, said it's just too unreliable with its street-based suspension. The competition Coupe Viper is a pucker race car, but so too is the Porsche, and into Dingledown, goodness me, up to Sheen Curve. Brave stuff from Donald Molinar, just gets through. I think he had to take to the grass there. Let's take a look from the outside. How little room is there? Oh, well, Simon Atkinson gave him just enough to survive. So the Porsche leads the race, and the battles continue to rage in GTB as tyre wear plays its part. The Viper now under attack from the Corvette. Ferdinand KOOL all over the back of Simon Atkinson. Well, a podium finish for the Corvette team would certainly help their championship. Simon Atkinson would love to be on the podium here at Brands as well. Battle raging then for second place. Corvette to the inside, still has the front end grip that the Viper is lacking. You see Simon Atkinson's car just bobbling around there on the exit of Surtees. Vardslice, a long way down the order unfortunately. Disappointing race on Sunday from him. But delight for Patrick Lamster as Donald Molinar punches the air, taking the checkered flag, and victory in race 2 at Brands Hatch.
Ja, gisteren een beetje pech gehad met de safety car. En nu hartstikke leuk voor mij.
Yesterday's safety car didn't help us, but today it came at a perfect time. Managed to close the gap on our biggest rivals. Had a great battle with Ferdinand KOOL. Fair battle, I managed to win, which is always fun. Couldn't have gone any better for us. EMG Motorsport gave us a perfect car. And with this win, we've extended our championship lead by a couple of points. We'll have another 15 result seconds next time out, but for now, we're going to celebrate. Well, it is a close-run thing. Lamster and Molinar have eked out just 5 points extra advantage this weekend as Vardslice has in fact closed up on the Corvette drivers in second place. Next time out, we return to Brands Hatch to take all the action from round 6 in the Super Sport and Sport classes. Join us then. The Supercar Challenge is powered by Pirelli, Syntix Innovative Lubricants, Autosportinsurance.com, and IDIS High Definition Surveillance Systems.